Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Nair. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at University of Nevada, Reno. This lecture series is going to talk about data-driven models for unsteady fluid flows, particularly from a mathematical perspective. Hopefully, by the end of this course, you will be able to analyze complex fluid flow data and extract some meaningful models that describe the flow behavior. In this lecture, I'm going to be presenting the overview of the course that is to come. All right, so let's begin with what are the challenges in fluid dynamics? Fluid flows involve multiple length scales and time scales, from the tiniest droplets to the expanse of the oceans. There is also the inherent non-linearity of the dynamics associated with these fluid flows. One feature that makes fluid flows extremely complex and interesting to analyze is the associated high dimensionality. For example, the air around you occupies the entire three-dimensional space. Unsteady fluid flows change with time, and these changes make it crucial to understand turbulence and weather patterns. The most intriguing concept in fluid mechanics is this concept of triadic interactions, where three wave numbers interact with each other to maintain wave energy and momentum. The mathematical framework of fluid dynamics is largely based on partial differential equations. Now, fluid dynamics has permeated a lot of different sectors, from the design of aircrafts and spacecrafts, the aerodynamics of vehicles, improving processes of blood flow and drug delivery, and optimizing power generation technologies everywhere. In fact, the simple action of stirring milk and sugar in coffee is fluid dynamics at play. So now that we've discussed the challenges in understanding complex fluid flows, let's look at some objectives. One typical objective in studying fluid dynamics is to predict the unsteady forces on aircraft wings. This is important to improve the performance as well as the stability of these aircrafts, especially under turbulent flow conditions or performing crazy maneuvers. Now, if you've taken a flight, you've often heard the captain saying, "Please buckle your seatbelts, we've encountered some unexpected rough air." This is typically a scenario where, again, fluid dynamics is at play because the flow around the aircraft is turbulent. Another area is to understand the biological propulsion of many organisms that move in air and water. From the intricate flight of birds to the streamlined swimming of fishes, we can gain inspiration from these and make improved human-made designs. Predicting the air flows around wind turbines for sustainable energy production is also a big area of study. So there are many objectives for studying fluid flow behavior in a very systematic manner. Now, because all of these technologies create a lot of data, there is tremendous scope for data-driven modeling, and it opens a new avenue for predicting fluid flow, reducing the computational cost, all while improving the accuracy and robustness of our methods. So this leads us to the overview of the course. Lecture 1 is going to focus on data generation. Here we will explore different techniques for generating and acquiring fluid flow data, including experimental and computational techniques. Next, we will discuss dimensionality reduction. As I discussed earlier, fluid flows are high dimensional. So to reduce the complexity of our data without losing information is critical. So we will discuss some techniques to do that in this lecture. After this, we will focus on developing simple and effective reduced order models that capture the essential fluid flow dynamics without need for exhaustive computations. And finally, we will focus on turbulence modeling, where we will discuss strategies to model the multi-scale behavior of fluid flows. So I just want to do a quick recap of this lecture. In this lecture, we covered some of the challenges in fluid dynamics, some concrete goals and objectives for scientific research into the subject, and a course overview. Next, we will see how to generate fluid dynamics data. See you there.